Good afternoon, Daniel.
Good afternoon.
Today's topic is high-speed broadband and Southeast Asia. So firstly, we know the mobile market is booming in Southeast Asia. The fixed broadband market is growing not so fast. What are some of the constraints of fixed broadband in those markets?
First, I think lack of competition is a big issue. Typically, in most of the country, you see the incumbent telco operator is the only one to provide fixed network service. If not the only one, probably the only one that have a dominant market share. But in the mobile market, typically you can see 3 or even 4 and 5 mobile operators running in the same market. So there is huge competition. But of course, just because there is so much competition, it also creates lower margin for the mobile business. That's why we see that in some of the emerging markets, after we reach the end of the so-called population dividend, which means after everyone or more than 120% of SIM card penetration, then the mobile business becomes more challenging. That's why we see in Thailand, in Indonesia, mobile operators also start to get into the fixed play. Very interesting change. Yeah.
Now, Huawei last year came up with the idea of what you call gigaband. Now, just what is gigaband?
Well, gigaband is a short, is an abbreviation of a gigabit broadband. So broadband was a terminology that was created more than 10 years ago. So at the time, we're still amazed by moving from a 56K dial-up modem to 1 meg or 2 meg kind of service. But now everyone is watching video. Everyone is doing, well, not everyone yet, but some people are doing virtual reality. So we clearly are enter into a time where we need much more bandwidth. We're looking at 100 meg, 200 meg. In UK, people are talking about ultra-fast broadband, which is 300 meg. So clearly, we see some operators providing even 10G kind of a service, right? So I think we should change the benchmark toward a gigabit performance. Therefore, let's create a little word called gigaband as a symbol for the new age. Yeah.
Okay, and back to Southeast Asia. Is there something that Southeast Asian countries can do to accelerate their path to the gigaband era?
I think first talking about the demand side, it's a highly diversified area. You have very advanced areas like Hong Kong, Thailand, Singapore, where you already have seen a gigaband kind of service. You also have 4K ultra high definition video program. But there are also some more challenging areas where it is more difficult to offer gigabit service. One, because of income level and also the spending power, plus also the ICT literacy issues. I think there are still some more challenges we need to address.
Okay, and can the regulators play a role in addressing those challenges?
Definitely. I think both the regulation, who is supposed to be neutral in this regulation kind of role, but also the government in general can play a very important role to accelerate the adoption of ICT and particularly gigaband speed internet. First of all, when we roll out fiber to all the homes, in the emerging market, there is a golden opportunity for us to leverage the emerging market advantage to combine the construction of roads, railway roads, new urban development projects with rollout of long-distance fiber projects and FTTH rollout in neighborhoods. It's much cheaper to do it this way than rewire all the homes and re-dig all the trenches after those development has been finished. So we have seen such practice in China, in Portugal, to piggyback telco fiber projects on top of other kind of infrastructure rollouts, and has been proven to be very successful. Now, I think for the regulation in the telco industry, one thing they can do that will be very helpful is to manage the level of competition to the right level. In some countries, we have seen under competition in the fixed broadband area. For example, I believe in Bangladesh, there is only one operator who has a license to provide fixed broadband service. Okay. But in some other market, there is probably too much competition. Okay. So I think to have the right level of competition, to have more choice for the consumers, but also at the same time to encourage more investment from the private sector to roll out new broadband infrastructure is something regulators can play a very important role.
Right, well, thank you very much, Daniel.
Thank you for your time.